Indian Society for General Studies Paper 1, my dear friends. Last time in our previous video, we were trying to enlist all the important terms that we may have to use while we write our answers, so that our answers are not generic, but it carries some technical words in it, making our answers look more sociological. Okay, so we were trying to do that, my dear friends, and we stopped at F. Now I have tried to list down from G till wherever I can, my dear friends. I will share these terms with you right now. Vinay Kumar here, international NLP and IAS coach, helping you all, my dear friends, continue from G, because last time we stopped at F. So from G we will try to enlist all the important terms, all the technical terms related to Indian society, for all its usefulness that it has for us for the exam. So starting with G, my dear friends, for today, as a rule, when it comes to sociology, when there is G, gender has to come to your mind. Okay, once you have gender as a term, then you have to know everything around the gender, like gender neutrality, gender based discrimination, or gender budgeting also, in terms of the confluence of sociology and economics. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends? Okay, so everything around gender, G. And great tradition, you must have read in your NCRTs, great tradition, little tradition, very important. Okay, generation gap, another super important topic in society. See, these topics, like I mentioned to you in the last time, my dear friends, this is with reference to general studies society. Those of you who have optional sociology, and I'm damn sure, my dear friends, you may get more terms in G than what I have listed here, or what even if others are adding in the comment section and making the list exhaustive, you may still have more terms. But from the general studies perspective, or even if you have to use sociological terms in your essay, if you've chosen a sociological topic, whatever list we have got here, I feel is good, my dear friends. I don't say good enough, but it's good. Fair enough. Okay, it's almost covering all the important terms. And I've also requested to you, wherever you feel there is something very important but I might have missed out in listing, please use the comment section below and list it there, my dear friend, so that we have an exhaustive list. Thank you. So, did you write generation gap, my dear friends? Have you grabbed the notepad and pen like the last time to make a list of these terms? And I had told you what you have to do with it, how you need to deal with these terms. First, do first round recall even before you go and learn about them somewhere in some book, because I first want you to know for yourself what you know and what you don't know. Is that okay, my dear friends? A very good, effective, scientific way of learning. Okay, so do you write down generation gap? Okay. Then we have green revolution. First, do it this way. Yeah, first try to recall, comprehend, and second time I told you when you have to do, when you're close to the exam, when you're close to the mains exam, and do the recalling round once again. Then green revolution. Green revolution, you might be wondering, sir, isn't green revolution more to do with economics? I don't deny that it has to do with economics, but it's very much sociological also in India, because green revolution was not just about the spectacular increase in food grain production, but it threw out, it threw up a lot of challenges politically, sociologically, that India is tussling with even till day. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? So, green revolution. In fact, if we have to talk about this important terminology called dominant caste, along with land reforms, green revolution was instrumental in creation of this caste in the country, my dear friends. Okay, in the Indian society. Obviously, the next term that would have come to your mind would be globalization and everything related to globalization with reference to Indian society. The globalization and women, or globalization and generation gap, or globalization and what it means to the traditional Indian society and its characteristics, all these things, my dear friends. Okay, so this is G. All right, that's what I see. These are, I'm trying to limit myself to most important terms, my dear friends. Even then, if there is a most important term that I've left out, please, my request to you is please add it in the comment section. Okay, thank you. H. We'll start with H, my dear friends. In H, we'll first write the term hierarchy, social hierarchy, an important part of the structure. We have, for example, something called caste hierarchy and all that in Indian society, traditional Indian society. Okay. One more important term, often overlooked for its simplicity, but yet very important element of society, is household. Most people may think it's more to do with economics, but I feel it's as much sociological as well. Household. Homogenization, where you're trying to eliminate diversity, differences and all that. Historical materialism, important term, use this. Okay, I think you remember I was talking about dialectical materialism as well when it came to D, previous video. Okay, can we move to I? When it comes to I would like to first mention integration. Integration as a sociological term. Integrationist, which is even more important for us to know, my dear friends. Integrationist. Integrationist. One more way in which you generally try to eliminate differences, correct? Eliminate diversity and try to homogenize, you feel this is one of the approach to building a nation by eliminating the diversity and all that. Okay. Mark the next word as very, very important, my dear friends. Did you do that? Some 2 stars or something like, okay. Identity crisis. Identity crisis. As a rule, use this term at least once in your mains exam, my dear friends. You create a context to use it, and please use it. Because when you use terms like this, evaluators can connect to intellectual side of you, how well you have been studying the society and what are the real challenges that you see in society. It's very, very well reflected when you use terms like this. Okay, thank you. If you want to, like I've told you in my previous video also, if you want to know about all these things, you have our courses. We have a course we have a course with reference to Indian society, my dear friends. I explain all these terms in greatest detail there. You may learn from there. Fair enough. Okay. Inequality. Inequality. All right. All forms of inequality. Societally. Industrial class structure. Industrial classes. Class structure. Industrialization as a sociological term. Infant mortality. Infant mortality. Important, so because as you know, it's very much sociological. Yeah, there is always this gender-based discrimination and all that, which may also be one of the factor for infant mortality among one gender or one sex, my dear friends. Okay. Informal sector or informal organizations. Okay. Yeah, informal sector and informal organizations. And interest groups. Interest groups. Intragenerational mobility. intragenerational mobility. All right. These are all from I, as I have listed, my dear friends. Whenever you're getting any other important terms, please do add in the comment section. Thank you. J, first one, Jajmani system. I know that would have already come to your head, but you should not forget one more very important term in Indian society, Jati, Jati, caste, okay? Jagirdari, okay? Joint family. These are the four terms I felt was important in J, my dear friends, okay? Then K. K is kinship, most important, kinship. And the next one is the blend of spiritualism and sociology, my dear friends. But we use it very much in sociology, especially when we are explaining the social structure and all that in the country. Karma, K-A-R-M-A, karma. Of course, Kap Panchayat, the next one, Kap Panchayat, very much in news. And okay, next, L. You ready with L? Okay. All sociological terms related to land, L, land, L-A-N-D, like land reforms, land tenure system, all that, my dear friends. Then we have something called life chances in sociology. Life chances, very important term, my dear friends. We have something called in sociology lifestyle. Use these words in your answers, okay? Rather than generically writing your answers, use these technical terms, okay? Labor power, Marxist sociology, okay? Labor power. Liberalization or liberalism, both are different things. Liberalism and liberalization, yeah, both needs to be understood in their own context, okay? Liberal, LGBTQ community, LGBTQ, very much in news sociologically. So we need to know it, my dear friends. You remember we spoke about great tradition. There is something called little tradition also. Little tradition. Then taking a cue from Max Weber, legal rational authority. And if this has to be, I don't know, can I use this word here? But I used it here, my dear friend, the next term that I'm going to tell you, because I feel UPSC may throw up questions around areas where society has not still settled upon. Okay, love marriage. That's my last term in L. Love marriage. Okay, yeah. Can we start with M? Yeah. M for marriage. That's the first one. M for monogamy. Okay. Marriage and monogamy. You can also write down their maternal, matrilineal, matriarchal. Know the meanings for matriarchal, matrilineal. Okay. Then modernism, modernization. Modernism, modernization. All right. Materialistic culture. What is it? Materialistic culture. All right. Or materialism, however you would. Yeah. Morals, moral agents. Morals, moral agents. Malthusism, very, very important, my dear friends. Thomas Robert Malthus, who gave the first theory on population growth and all that. First kind of theory that related with economics. Malthusianism, who talks about stuff like the resources progress arithmetically, population progresses geometrically, so there will be a mismatch and there will be a whole lot of chaos and problems because of this kind of mismatch. Marxism, Thomas Robert Malthus is important. Marxism, one person who features for at least 1/4 of your sociological textbook. Migration, as you know, throws up a whole lot of sociological challenges and opportunities. Perfect. In fact, opportunities drive migration and migration drives opportunities. Okay. Similarly, challenges trigger migration, and migration throws up challenges, new challenges. Okay. Modes of production. Okay. Then marketization. Did I mention this already? Marketization. When I talk about mode of production, I have one more term, means of production. Write that also, my dear friends. Means of production. Minority groups. As far as as far as the needs of Indian society for GS paper 1 are concerned, I feel I have listed everything from M, my dear friends. Add on if you see something more important. N. I would like to start N with norms. NORMS. Sociological norms. Every society has its own norms. Okay, every culture has its own norms. Then nation state. Nomothetic approach. New social movements. Generally, we keep learning. How are the new social movements different from the old social movements and all that? Perfect. Okay. Of course, national population policy. This is all from N. Can we quickly go to O? Yeah. When it comes to O, if we had new social movements, then we should have old social movements as well. That's the first thing you will learn. You will also learn about over-urbanization. Okay. Occupational theory. And then comes my favorite word, my dear friends, in sociology, organic evolution. Objectivity. These are all O. I hope you are quickly writing this down, my dear friends. Okay. Write it down so that you can revise and recall how many ever times you want. Okay. Coming to P. Letter P. Patrilineal or patriarchal. Okay. Then parenting, very important sociological term. Prejudice. Peasant movements. Positivism. Positivism is not positive thinking. Okay. It's different, my dear friends. If you are hearing this term for the first time, you have to go and poverty. Pressure group. Primitive accumulation. Projection. Sociology, we have this concept just like in psychology. Projection. See, a social group thinks about some other social group like, okay, it behaves in this way because of this. It's actually its own attribute. Okay. Pluralism. Very important sociological term. It's talking about diversity. Polygamy, one form of marriage. A man able to marry more than one wife. So I should say polyandry as well. Okay. All right. So this is P. Important terms from P. Q. Quantitative research, qualitative research. Questionnaire. Sociology, remember my dear friends, it's all about, surveying, getting to know from people their sociological thoughts, correct? Questionnaire, what kind of questions you ask. If you ask quality questions on the processes in society, you'll be able to create more, you'll be having more empirical evidences to create any kind of theory or or sociology, when you have to make a proper list of sociological indicators and all that, my dear friends. It's very important to go for a quality questionnaire. So questionnaire as a term in itself is very important in sociology, because at the end of the day, right questions create right solutions. Right questions create right solutions. Remember that, my dear friends. Quota, which has been so much a part of our politics and society. Yeah. R. When it comes to R, we start with R for race. When it comes to race, we can talk about racial theory. There is a theory, right, of races, superior. So racial superiority, racial discrimination like apartheid and all that, my dear friends. Then religion. When it comes to religion, again, everything around the religion, guys, like religious minority and all that. Then learn about region. Regionalism, okay? Regionalism, very important sociological term, okay? And reference group. Renaissance. Revivalism. Reformist. Redemption. See, if you remember in NCERT book, you would have read 3 types of social movements. Redemption movements, revivalist movements, revolutionary movements. Do you remember, my dear friends? Okay. So we are talking about all those type of movements here. Yeah, so these are all types of social movements. Redemption, revivalist, reformist, revolutionary, and all of it, my dear friends. Okay. Then reflexivity. Roles, sociological roles. There is this theory, role theory. Okay. Rituals. Rural-urban divide. Rural-urban migration, rural-urban divide and all that, my dear friends. And finally, you can add one more from our remarriage. Okay. All right. S. Now, since sociology as a subject only, especially in society as a subject, starts with letter S, a whole lot of things have to be there with S, my dear friends. So carefully write down. Social structure and change is a starting point. Number 1, social structure and change. Social fact. Socializing agents. Social control. Social dynamics. Social evolution. Social classes. Social mobility. Social status. I hope you're able to comprehend all these terms. You're able to recall the meaning of all these terms, my dear friends. Yeah. Okay. Then we have there is this one of the major sociological problem that we experience, one of the major sociological problem that has been a challenge in the contemporary times, suicide. It's very much sociological, my dear friends. Sociological neglect or sociological processes, the way a kid is built in the society with all the sociological agents around him or her, and the process that goes into building her attitude or inclinations or thought processes, all these things may. Anyway, social movements, socialization, secularization, secularism, Sanskritization, state, capital S. I know it is primarily a political science term. See, most of these terms that I'm using here may be used elsewhere also, my dear friends. But in society, they have a lot of relevance. So we will have to list them here. Supra-state regionalism, syncretism. This is about S, my dear friends. Quickly, let's go to T. Teleological. And one important term in sociology, society, tribe, everything around tribe, tribal movements, tribal whatever, my dear friends, everything that is around tribe. Transgression. Please know this is an important term in sociology. Transgression. We also say Taylorism, even though Taylorism is a management, the Taylorism is very, very relevant and important for this management, my dear friends, business management or public sector management and all that. We saw a lot of sociological process unfolding with Taylorism. So we study it in sociology as well, society as well. Tenancy, traditional authority, traditional family. That is T. Let's start with U. Untouchability, urbanization, universalization, urbanization, untouchability, universalism. Three important terms from you, my dear friends. Okay. V. Varna, values, sociological values. When you talk about values, you are talking about a whole lot of things around values, value neutrality, value system, all those things, my dear friends. And from V, another important term around which we have to do some studies, violence against women. Then there is a term called validity in sociology, validity or validation. Again, whenever I'm using the word sociology, I mean Indian society for the general studies, paper 1, my dear friends. Probably for optional, much more than this is required. Okay, but even for optional, I feel some 70% or 80% of things that is required has been listed here, I feel, my dear friends, in terms of the technical terms that you have to use. Okay. So, variable analysis. W, women movement. Not to forget the great sociologist Weber, W-E-B-E-R, Max Weber. Working class, westernization. If you have said green revolution in G, then you will have to say white revolution in W, my dear friends, because even this unfolded a lot of sociological process, as you know, a lot of sociological developments. Okay. X, I have just mentioned Xaxa committee on tribal welfare and all that, tribal problems and all that, my dear friends. Why I have just mentioned yoga? Because it has become an important sociological connector. Okay. Z, I've just mentioned one zamindari system. So this is the list of technical terms, if and when used in society, will definitely boost your score. And if you can know the meanings of all these terms, my dear friends, more or less I feel you have actually mastered sociology. You have actually mastered Indian society to a very good extent for your general studies paper 1, also for your essay, also to an extent for your ethics paper, my dear friends. Okay, so use these terms, my dear friends. Use it in the way I recommended to you in my previous video. Use it now once before you learn about them. Use it again after you have learned everything about them. But most importantly, write the definitions and examples wherever possible, so that you are able to use it as a very, very revision friendly notes for yourself during your preparation for the mains. Thank you very much, my dear friends, for learning from here. In the subsequent videos, we will do this for other important areas for the mains as well, making our preparation as easy as possible. Thank you, my dear friends. See you all in my next video.